Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the village's newcomers. We're going to bring you something today we don't think has ever been done before.
We're going to show you a home being constructed from start to finish.
Greg Pangian bought a lot here in the villages down in St. Catherine, and he selected the Bridgeport. And not only that, he expanded it. 4 bedrooms, 3-car garage, massive swimming pool. It is a beautiful home. And he is so kind to provide us with the slides of all of the steps of the construction. And he's going to come here today, and we're going to sit here and watch the video of construction, and he's going to comment along the way. We think you're really going to like it.
Enjoy the show.
Greg, we are so happy to have you here today. Thank you for coming.
Oh, my pleasure.
And for sharing all these files and photographs with us. What a chore.
It was a chore of, I love doing it. I was able to go to the site morning, noon, and night. So
Wow.
I took a lot of videos and a lot of pictures.
Yeah. Greg works here in the villages, so he's able to not only be here, but to work. And since he's the boss, he gets to leave the job and go take pictures, and that is great. But man, you worked me to death. How many pictures did you take?
Oh, I never counted them. Did you?
It was over 1,000, I'm pretty
Was it
sure.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And they're all good. So when you have a choice like that, when there's so many pictures, but we've got them on a slideshow. We're going to watch that together in just a minute. We're going to watch the slideshow of the build. I had to really edit and cut it down. So we've cut it down to about 30 minutes or so, maybe a little more. So hang in there with us.
Hang in there.
And Greg is going to comment along the way and tell us about the steps. But before we start, how long did the entire process take? When did you buy your lot?
So I bought the lot the middle of February.
Okay.
And
Of 2020?
this year, yeah. 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it started the whole process of getting an appointment to do the design center. And then it took about, I think it was April 27th that I actually wrote the check for the 20% deposit for the house that I had designed a few weeks before.
Okay, so you buy a lot and you put down a payment on the lot.
A small
deposit.
Yeah.
And then when you get an appointment to design the home, then you make another deposit.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's the 20% down.
Okay. 20% of the lot price, or 20% of what they anticipate the completed building
The
cost?
completed cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you put the down payment and then they give you an appointment. How long between the time you purchased that lot did you begin your design process?
About a month and a half or so. 2 months.
Okay.
Almost 2 months.
I heard it's a lot longer time now.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It probably is.
So you met at the Street of Dreams?
Yeah.
And you picked out all your furnishings. I like to do that. Some people hate it, but was that a fun process for you?
It was. I can't imagine what this new design center is going to be like, which should be opening pretty soon, I would think. But the original one, which is still in existence, it's amazing. I mean, they have doors to pick from, the moldings, the finishes, it's the carpeting, the tile. I mean, you get to pick everything in one spot. You don't have to go somewhere else, to pick anything out. So it's quite an operation.
We built 2 new homes in our life, and we had fun. We enjoyed doing that.
Did. It's like a kid in a
Basically,
candy.
almost anything's okay with me. I'm like, fine. She's a little pickier.
Yeah. It's like a kid in a candy store. You want that one, but you can't afford that one, so you have to go back to this one. But
Well, I did it all myself, so I didn't have any help. Although I did have a few friends that I would ask questions and made some changes later and stuff. But
Well, from what we've seen, it's an absolutely beautiful home. Let's start the video. We'll go through it step by step. I'm going to show it to you guys full screen, and we'll comment along the way.
okay, sounds good.
Here you are. Construction has just begun.
It just started, yeah. The land, as you can see, I showed up one day and this was already in the footings, and they're really deep. I'm amazed how deep they are. And then there's the pool. The pool was dug out. I missed that dig out. I would have liked to have seen it because I don't know how they got in there with their equipment to dig it out.
So they've put in footers and they've laid some concrete blocks, and now they're starting to dig.
Yeah.
Boy, I love to dig in Florida compared to Indiana. All that clay, and here the sand is so easy to dig.
Yeah.
Things happen fast, don't they?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah. And it was raining in the spring, so as you could, they were always trying to deal with that.
So this is plastic right on top of the sand?
Right. I think that's a normal thing. Yeah. Of course,
They've
the
got-
ground has already been treated for ground termites.
Oh,
They bring in the concrete trucks, and here's the crew. I love this footage of these guys pouring the concrete.
They work hard.
I wonder if they do one home a day, or they'll leave your home here and go do another one.
Well, they weren't. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Well, we watched them on this video. They're having a good time.
There's a lot of laughter going on, really. I don't know. Must be some jokesters on there or something.
Now, back when I was a teenager, I worked for a guy that did this, poured concrete. It is extremely hard work.
and they've got to do it in the heat.
Yes, that's right. And speaking of that, I felt sorry for these workers. So until the house was enclosed, I used to bring over Gatorade every morning, like a case of Gatorade, either in ice or cooled already. And of course, they already had enough water for the day, But I think they appreciated it.
Oh, sure.
As we watch these guys, I am totally impressed with the craftsmanship here. Some people want to comment on our blogs that have never been here, and they're calling the homes ticky-tack, or they're throwing them together, or they're building them too fast. Our experience is that when they're here and they're working, they're paying attention to detail and doing a really good job.
And the job foreman was there frequently, checking on, making sure it was done right, and make any corrections before it was, while they still could.
On a home like this, and your home, now you're new there and you're loving it. I know we've talked. There's a warranty on the home, isn't there?
Yeah.
And they come and did they do an inspection with you after the home was built?
They do a walkthrough with you, and then you could point out some things. But I had hired an inspector to do one within the first 10 days, because they'll take care of any cosmetic things within the first 10 days. But it comes with a 1-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, so to speak. And then there's a builder warranty for 2 to 10 years for various things structural. So.
Okay. Now, see, the home next to you there is already built, and they even have the air conditioner in place.
Well, this lot actually came on the market after all the other lots were bought. It was just, I was there at the right time, right place, and so I think that you'll see in some of the other pictures, there's another house being built alongside mine too.
This is really cool. Now, this is how they pump that concrete to the further parts of the home.
Correct. Yeah, that's quite a piece of equipment there to move something as heavy as concrete.
I can see behind your lot here. Look, I see a lake or some body of water over there and all these beautiful trees. So you have what's called a view lot?
It is, and it's a beautiful view for sure. The sunset's right there in that little opening.
Look at that concrete. Now that is a very wet pour. I mean, that concrete is awfully wet, but it has to be, because look at him just chasing it back to where it needs to be.
Do any of them fall right down in it? I mean, I'd be slipping. I'd be up to my neck.
I saw a video yesterday of a guy that poured a big back patio, and he let his dog out, and the dog ran right through it.
I bet.
I didn't get a chance to put my initials on.
Oh, man.
Look at this guy. Now this guy's smart here. He's got a plastic skirt on.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you that picture there. That actually, I don't know what the crossover was, but that's actually granite.
Oh.
The cement is made from.
I'll be darned.
Really? Well, that's good to know. That means it's going to be really hard.
Yeah, it's very, very hard. The foreman that was there took a scoop of it out of his hand, washed it in the faucet, and showed me what the stone was made out of.
Interesting.
Yeah, and these people, you saw the homes across the street there, they're already lived in.
Yes,
So people
that's
are living
right,
there at the time this was. And now these troweling machines, I've used these.
Oh, really?
Now they look like, oh, that's just easy. But if it gets away from you, man, it can tear the heck out of that concrete.
Well, how much time took from it to pour and to dry?
It's a pretty quick drying process. I don't know the number of days. I'd have to look at the
Oh, it's not
file.
it's not days for this. This is probably later the same day after they poured it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the humidity and the
That's-
temperature.
yeah.
But it's Florida. That concrete, I would imagine it dries pretty quickly.
Yeah, so the walking on it already? It's amazing. Yeah. Now, what is that little flap doing? Is it just smoothing it out?
Those are blades. They're metal blades, and it is troweling the
metal.
concrete.
Oh,
Instead of the old days where you would get down on your knees and you would scrape it back
Oh,
and forth
yeah.
with a smooth piece of metal trowel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's smoothing it out.
There's the bottom of the pool, the base of the pool.
Now rebar, so your concrete blocks will be attached to that.
Yeah.
And I can see the plumbing coming in. That's going to be your garage.
So they poured the pool the same time they did the house?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
In my last house, I put a pool in after the fact, and it was nice to have it all built in at the same time.
Look here, they've got all your blocks stacked actually on the concrete pad.
And all those blocks have certain numbers and associated with them. It's almost like a Lego thing that you have
Like
to put
they put it in a
together.
puzzle.
Fit it together. Yeah.
The
There's
pool, the plumbing's
rebar.
all coming together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aerial view.
Aerial view. I took a drone picture of it,
fabulous.
and that looks kind of cool.
Legos.
That is so neat.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Look how close you are to that water.
Oh, nice. There it is.
That's a deep pool too.
Well, I'm 5'8", so I said I want the deep part 5 foot, so it comes up to my neck.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like the water deep also. It hides the body. You
It
know.
does. That's my point. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
my
You're
point.
buoyant.
But those men work hard. I'll tell you, it's.
Look at those blocks. They're just coming right up. Were you amazed? Like when we've built a home, it looks small before they do it. Then when they put the walls up, it looks like, wow, there's a lot of room here.
That's true.
And you can envision it a whole lot better.
See that I wanted to see if they filled in the top of the walls with concrete, and they did. That's
Oh,
why I wanted to get that picture. Yeah.
And look at the mess. And as soon as they're gone, that mess is gone, isn't it?
Well, there seems to be a crew that comes by at night and cleans up the
Oh,
mess. Yeah.
wonderful.
So this is a Bridgeport. And what is the typical size of a Bridgeport before you do any modifications?
About 2,100.
2,100, and you expanded.
The unique thing, yes, I did. The unique thing about a Bridgeport, it's sort of like a close to a premier, because the ceilings are 9 foot 6 inches high, completely everywhere, bedrooms, living rooms, everywhere, and they have larger windows. I had upgraded the doors to be 8-foot doors, so they look good. But yes, I had added a 3-car garage and the pantry off the kitchen, I also changed the entrance from the garage through the pantry instead of through the washer and dryer room. And then I added a 4th bedroom / home office / man cave. That's my view.
Wow. Wow.
Your trusses are ready?
Yeah, well, I'm sure we've all seen those trucks driving those trusses
Yeah.
down the road everywhere, right? Here's the roofing material.
Oh, yeah?
Well, you see that blue paper now. When you drive and you're in an area of new construction, all the homes look like they have blue roofs. That's because that's the primary covering before they put the shingles. Lowering those big trusses into place, that would be without that crane, that would be a tough job. So people always ask us, do they have metal studs or are they wooden studs? Well, in this case, it looks like you have wooden.
I do. I don't remember seeing any metal studs in there. And then they're treated. The lower, I don't know, 3 or 4
Right.
feet is treated for termites too. It's like a green spray. I don't think it hasn't been sprayed yet, but That's the fourth bedroom there.
So, are there any fish in your pond back there?
I haven't seen any. My neighbors tell me there's an alligator there that sometimes sun's on the side, but I haven't seen it.
Now, this is the back side facing the
Oh,
pond.
wow.
And all these pictures, now you'll know where your pipes run. You'll know if you ever have to get in the wall and do something, you'll know
Oh, that's a
where they are.
bedroom.
Right, the
Ceiling.
tray ceiling.
Cool. Oh, back of the pool.
You know, you wonder how they know what order to do things. You know, when do they?
Oh, it's like an orchestra. I'll
It
tell you.
is.
I've often said I would love to see a movie of how the houses are built behind the scenes. You know, at the village's design center and so on.
Well, that's kind of what this is.
It is,
You
but
know, we're breaking ground here.
This is awesome, though. Makes you want to build, doesn't it, Jerry?
If you go up in the roofs or in the attics of these homes, you'll see these giant
Yeah.
tubes, the metallic tubes that carry the AC and heat. That was where your furnace will go, right there.
yeah.
That ductwork.
Yeah, it's quite a, it's just, I was always fascinated by just walking in there and looking to see what they did. And
Yeah.
See the
if you,
strapping that holds up the ducts.
if you buy a house all made, you don't see all that. You just see it
No.
finished, you know.
And you went with a bathtub.
That's a tub in the guest bath.
Okay.
Okay.
Is your home a 2-bath or 3?
2.5.
2.5
That's the other thing
baths.
about a Bridgeport. It has a half a bath in the
This
front
is
of
the
house.
washer. That's the washer connection. Of course, here's where your electrical panel will go.
Correct. Yeah. One of the many light switches,
Oh,
mostly 3-pole, so you can turn the lights off at various spots.
yeah.
Yeah.
All this wiring. It's just a maze of wires. This is one thing I was impressed with in our home here. Much different fixtures for all these things than we had back in Indiana. It looks more up to code, up to date, safety. Everything's taken into account. And you have a block and stucco home.
Yeah.
It's well insulated. Look at that. No way.
Can your little fingers fit in there?
Okay, there's your termite treatment.
Yeah. So there's
Okay.
the green spray that they put on the wood. The earth is treated before they even poured the foundation.
And those are the wall insulations, the bats of fiberglass.
Yeah, that's in the garage area. Yeah, but a lot of sheetrock to put in a house.
Wow.
I ever wonder how they got it inside the house like that.
It's heavy. You folks at home that are watching this, some of you will be builders and experts in construction. You can give us your opinion in the comments. Hopefully we'll like your opinion. Those are vents up in the soffit.
Yeah, and they didn't have brown, so I had to get white ones.
It's coming along. You're just about ready for that sheetrock.
That's right. There's
Pool?
the rebar in the pool was put in there. So I put in French doors rather than I had the sliders removed and put I built it that way. It wasn't done.
That's your lanai.
No, that's the garage.
Oh, that's the
right
garage,
now.
okay.
Yeah. That's the pantry.
That was a big selling point for Linda. She had to have a home with a pantry. Because we buy spam by the caseloads. You know,
That's
and we have to
right.
store it now.
Our pantry is really a linen closet.
There's the third garage over there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That is a very nice thing to have.
Those are interesting things that they put on, because when you see the finished house, that's where the trim color goes.
Uh-huh.
It's built off from the
Yeah.
the side there.
So they're about ready to put your pool deck.
Those are the drains for the pool area. Those orange things. It's actually and there's of course the taping was done a couple of times.
I noticed your home looks like the back looks as pretty as the front of anybody's house. I mean, it's beautiful on both front and back.
Well, there's only two windows in the front and the side of the house. Everything
Yeah.
else is on the back.
Yeah. And you have archways in, which I love, and we have them here in
Very-
this house.
Very pretty.
Look at that sun protection. I need a hat like that.
You do. I think we all do.
This concrete is still wet here. Now they're knocking it down, they're leveling it out. Back in Indiana, in a few hours, that'll be ready to get on.
Yeah, crazy.
Now you have the hot tub there and a little waterfall.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it took a long time to put that tile on. That's a real master to put that tile on.
That's the stucco going on, Linda. See the concrete blocks, and they're putting the
Oh.
concrete
That
stucco
was
on.
also fascinating as to how they
Yeah.
put it on there.
I love that the stucco finish on these houses.
Yeah, I do too. That's
That's
the
for
pool. The getting ready for the pool equipment. Now this is the machine that's spraying the texture on the drywall,
Oh, okay.
and they needed a pallet full of material to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have textured walls in this home. They're not heavily textured; they're lightly textured, but I really like it, and I like the rounded corners. Did you get rounded corners
Yes. Yeah.
Very
on all your
nice,
drywall in
yeah.
your house? It's like Greg said, this has been highly planned. They know exactly when to do each step. You're not going to see a home set here for months like you see in some places
Right.
while the builder's dragging his feet or he's working on extra homes. They stay with these. It's your trim people putting in your doors.
And it was amazing that they would do one job in the morning, let's say, and that afternoon the next contractor was there. That's why I say
Wow.
it's like an orchestra. They've got it timed perfectly to finish the house.
And the painters. I love the back where your pool goes back to that water. It's just gorgeous.
Have you ever had a pool before?
Just in my last house, I had a house in Marsh Bend previous to this. I had a begonia that I had put in a pool with T&D. They do a great job on the pools too.
We've heard that it's from the time you call them till you're sitting in your pool, could be a year and a half or more.
I've heard that myself. Yeah.
Busy.
But when you build a house and you do the pool,
Right.
they get you in. You're at the front of the line. So now the texture has been put on the stucco, and now the next thing is the painting.
Here we go. That is simply beautiful.
Starting to shape up now.
Oh,
Yeah.
The trays are in, and looks like the first coat of paint is on there.
what kind of flooring did you go with? Did you go with carpeting or just tile throughout?
So I upgraded the carpet in the bedrooms, but I chose not to. I couldn't find a flooring that I liked, so I just took the standard vinyl in the dining room, kitchen, and put in engineered hardwood after.
Wow, a lot of doors.
Yeah, that was quite a sight, seeing all those doors
Wow.
zigzag like that, yeah. So now the pool's been painted, the pool area surface has been painted, yeah.
And like all homes, they have concrete floors in the living area. I mean, that's what our flooring is on top of here. We have that luxury vinyl plank right here we're sitting on. And that's a drain running down your pool,
Correct, yeah. for
your walkway.
Yeah.
Those expansion joints there, they cut those with a saw.
They do.
Did you watch them do that, or
I
did you see that?
I did see them do it.
Well, they throw some dust, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they have the right equipment to do everything.
And there's your house with the exterior color.
So that's been very controversial. uh, one of my neighbors said Willy Wonka's house is ready. But the biggest comment I get is it's very rich looking. So that's the comment I like the most.
Well, it stands out. It's different.
It does. It's a landmark. It's 2 houses past the brown one.
It's a landmark. I like that.
Is that wood or was that plank?
That was the vinyl, just the sheet vinyl.
Okay.
That's the one that came with it. No extra charge, and you had to they had to put something, of course, on. This was, I think that was an interesting video too. The driveway being poured.
You know, when we bought this home pre-owned, you just don't give it a lot of thought, but look at all the steps it takes to build a home. It's incredible.
And they build, what, 300 or 400 a month here like this? Or similar, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many villas versus homes, but I understand they want to get up to doing 600 a month new homes.
And little hand signals to tell that truck driver what to do. Did you notice, Linda, that the concrete comes out the front of the truck instead of back home when
Yeah.
it used to all the concrete trucks that would come out the back of the truck here, they come out right over the driver's head.
He can watch and see what's going on, whether
Right.
to move up or move back. That's great.
My father was a concrete truck driver.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Their trucks were decorated like candy canes, so when the mixer would spin, it would look like
That's
a barber
cute.
pole.
Very cute. Yeah. One of my neighbors had a really nice, it's a stone driveway, and he said he designed it at when he designed the house. I had asked about that, and they said no, we don't do that. So they're always changing what they allow, you know.
Interesting.
But his came out really nice. I believe T&D did that. They put half as much concrete in, and then they put the pavers on top of it, and it's beautiful.
We talked to the villages here recently in preparation for this show, and they said that they're willing to work with people on just about any custom things they want, but the problem is now supply of everything is limited.
Right. For example, when they told me that all we can offer you is GE appliances. If you don't want those, we'll give you a credit, right? So I took the GE. So that was, I think that's maybe why they didn't have as large a selection of flooring that when I was designing it back in April.
Well, I'll tell you, we have a Whirlpool refrigerator. If they offered me credit for that, I'd take it in a heartbeat. Yeah. And they're engineered. I think appliances are engineered to fail after
About 5 years.
about a month after the warranty goes off.
Yeah, how'd they do that?
What a craftsman this man is to make it look as feathered as it is. All of them. You'll see
Now that's a float that he has there. That's a hand float. Actually, maybe a trowel, but that's an edger that he's using right there.
Edger, yeah.
That's very wet concrete.
Wow. I couldn't do that. I'd be shaking and it'd be all. And,
Well,
oh,
the
let me do
first
this
time he did it,
again.
he might not have done so well, but he's done a few. Yeah, they're so good.
Look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks.
Oh.
That's a broom finish on there. Have you had your driveway painted?
Not yet. I'm looking into different alternatives.
Yes, he's an artist, this guy. I mean, it's not easy to do to get that to be uniform and look good all the way through.
Yeah.
They're experts.
There's the cabinet starting to go in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like white cabinets.
I put brown in the bathroom.
Okay, I like brown cabinets.
So agreeable.
And that's everybody's. All of our furnace rooms look like that.
Yeah.
It's a little cluttered place where you'll be sticking all kinds of stuff like brooms and things in there.
Little tables. Oh, that's pretty.
Not much storage.
Oh, nice.
That's quartz.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. There's the two big pieces because
Wow.
that's 12 foot long when you put those pieces
Wow.
together. Yeah.
And someone has to carry that. Oh no, they have a dolly.
Yeah. Well, they'll have to lift it up and put it in place.
Oh, I
but
love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And that's your water heater
There's my water heater. Yeah.
on demand.
Ooh, very nice.
My designer recommended it. Came out with that and said, "I like that." So,
The backsplash.
Yeah, the backsplash was nice.
You can see the seam in there that looks really
Yeah,
good.
you can see it a little bit. Yeah, they do have some that are one piece, but that one I liked
Because it was so
didn't.
big.
Yeah,
Very
That's
pretty.
nice.
Very pretty.
Most of the homes here have the recessed lighting like you have there.
yeah.
And here's your bird cage.
Oh,
That was another fascinating thing watching going. All these pieces come pre-cut, and again, they're putting them together like Lego blocks, you know. And I have, you can see there's a wide distance between the support, so that's called a view something or other, and that was well worth it. I'm sure there was a cost associated with it. But there's the carpeting that's going in the bedrooms, which I had upgraded. Garage door going up. I had them insulated.
It's so nice to have a
nice.
full-size third garage door. You can park a car there if you like, or a couple of golf carts, whatever you like.
Absolutely.
Master bedroom.
That was the living room.
Oh, okay. You have a
a tray in the
tray
living
ceiling in the
room.
living room.
Nice.
Yeah, there's 3 trays: dining room, living, and master. I put a little patio outside the birdcage, or maybe taking pictures of the wildlife out there and stuff.
Oh,
Sure.
sure. Nice.
Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Oh,
So this is not heated until you decide to heat it.
Well, it's not. Oh, by the way, those little turtles. My daughter Sarah from Ocala said, "Whatever you paid for those turtles, it was worth it." I have a natural gas water heater, so I can either heat just the hot tub, or the pool, or both. So when the cooler weather came, I just turned it off. But otherwise, I'll keep it heated to mid-80s.
Okay.
And then when you want to use the hot tub, even in today's weather, you could just heat that up, and it will. I think it will allow 15 or 30 minutes for that hot water to take over the.
Now here's some of the exterior you have with that's the standard landscaping that the village is.
So you got to meet with a designer for landscape, a separate company
Okay.
for the landscaping. You could have done it as wild as you wanted or as expensive as you wanted. I chose to do it basic, and I think that was $700, whatever I chose there. I got to pick the plants. I could have done stone. I happened to do. There's the built-ins.
Oh, beautiful.
nice.
You like that, don't
I
you?
do.
You have to come over and see the house.
Wow. There you
There's
are.
the closing day.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
St. Catherine's down in the southern.
My daughter,
Hey!
Sarah.
That's your daughter, Sarah.
Yeah.
And you're in our t-shirt.
I love that picture.
That's
Oh, that's
nice.
beautiful.
Look at that.
Greg, what an amazing documentation of the whole process.
It is, because I've never seen it done before. So you're the first one to
see it
put
all
it
the way
out there.
Well, you know, I think that people that are thinking about building a home will love that, to see it. And it's going to spur a lot of people to do the same thing.
And I'd be happy to talk to them.
Okay,
That'd
great.
be great.
Well, you are so kind to share that with us. Is there any advice you would give somebody thinking about building a home, or maybe budgetary? Well, how much will somebody be expected? Would you think somebody would be called on to spend to build something? Maybe not like yours. It's top of the line. It's beautiful, deluxe in every way. But what could somebody come in and build their own home for?
I've heard that some people just say we're not going to pay for anything extra. We'll just pick what we can pick from that's included in the price, and then they'll do their own things later. It was difficult to get pricing for some things. Like, yes, I'd like it, but how much is it? And most often the question was, I don't know. And I understand they don't know, because some of it has to be plugged in, put into the design. What are the cost of materials today? What will they be? Because they have to price these in the future, which was very difficult this year. This lot happened to come back on the market, and I spoke to the people. It's interesting how I got this lot. I decided to put my house in Marsh Bend on the market in January, because the price had appreciated substantially, and I wanted a Bridgeport, and there was one for sale in St. Catherine, and I went and looked at it with my real estate agent, Nancy Schonecker, and she said, "Oh, it just went under contract." And she says, "But there's a lot going on the market today at 4:00. If you want, I can try to get it." And then I said, "Well, so what's that? How would that work if I designed a house?" And she told me, and I said, "Okay, try to get it." So she got it, and there were more than one person that wanted it. So luckily, her fingers were quicker than the other one. So, as it turns out, the house that had sold they had owned the lot that I ended up getting. So it's almost like we swapped, right? And from what they told me was they priced it, they got the final price, and they said, "No, we don't want to spend that much money."
Yeah.
So they chose to buy a pre-built home. Now, I will say this. I don't know, maybe they only wanted that design the way it was. You can say, okay, that's too much. What can we delete to make it less expensive? Then they could have given you some prices. So it's not like it's this or the highway. It's this, or either go down or spend some more money, once they give you the final price.
When we bought this house, we felt like, because of all the upgrades that had been done, it was worth paying a little extra for. We could have actually bought a new home a little cheaper than we paid for this home. But that's not the case anymore. In our experience of looking, that the new home prices have really skyrocketed because materials are higher, demand is way up there. So a new home may not be the deal it was 2 years ago. Today's pre-owned homes have raised in price as well, but a new home is going to cost quite a lot, especially if you get a view lot like yours.
Yeah.
Do you know typically what do the view lots cost in neighborhoods like St. Catherine?
Well, the lots on Oster Ave, where I am, were about 200,000. But I think you pointed out I thought it was you, that in that village of Hammock at Fenney, those lots on a golf course were 300,000.
Wow.
So I don't know if I haven't seen new water lots go on the market, but they could be much higher than 200 now.
And a home like yours, I'm not going to ask you what you paid for it, but the basic home is going to be more than 400,000, I would think.
That house, with what I had done with the expansion, an extra about 400 square feet, adding the pantry and the fourth bedroom, and the 3-car garage. The cabinets weren't that much more expensive. It was about $470 or so.
Okay.
For just the house. So you could build that house, at least I missed 2 price increases from what I was told. So I got the first one, and actually it was the day before I was supposed to give him the check, and my agent said to my designer, "Is Greg going to get that new price increase?" is not if he signs tomorrow. So I made sure I
Quickly.
signed tomorrow, because otherwise I would have had another price increase, and there was one after that.
Oh, goodness.
So I don't know where they are now. This is one.
Well, I mean, it sounds like they would be up over 5.
I would think so,
because
but
of
you
the
could build
price
that house
increases.
on a no cost, a no. There are some lots that are only 20,000.
Well,
You
we,
want-
we have heard, and again, this is not gospel, it's just what I heard, that as of now, that the interior lots, those cheaper lots, are not available. That only the view lots are available, and that spec homes are being built by the villages on the interior lots.
okay.
Not sure if that's 100% true or not, but that's what we heard anyway. But if you spend $300 on your lot and $500 on your house, you've got $800,000 in a new house. So that's what you'd be looking at. And there are lesser expensive homes available. But,
Sure.
But since they're not building premier homes anymore, you have a premier home.
Yeah.
You know, yours
Really?
is as close as you can get.
It is as close as you can get. Right?
And it's beautiful,
Very
so
nice.
beautiful. Listen, we want to thank you for coming. It was so nice of you to share all this with our viewers.
My pleasure. Yeah.
What a nice fellow and incredible home. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was so nice of Greg to do that.
That's a lot of steps, and boy, was that a beautiful home.
Beautiful home, but think of the work involved taking all those pictures every day and then keeping them in order and documenting. Just beautiful. That's the kind of home we want. Now you have a better idea what would be involved if you decided to buy a lot down here and build your dream home.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button. Until next time.
See you when you get here.